Welcome to the season finale of the Ozzie award-winning show, Laker Connections. Ben, how does it feel to win an Ozzie in TV, not newspaper?
It's weird for sure, but I hope my parents are proud for once. That'd be a wonderful feeling, I tell you what.
Well, we got a fun show for you planned tonight. We'll start with some SUNYAC playoff lacrosse action in a matchup of the 4 and 5 seed. The Oswego State women's lacrosse team defeated Oneonta 17-15 this afternoon. Leading the way for the Lakers was the all-time career points leader, Teresa Shattuck, who scored 3 goals and notched 4 assists. Both teams were evenly matched in the first half as there were 4 ties and 5 lead changes. While Oneonta would tie the game early in the second half, they were unable to capture all the momentum from the Lakers. Oswego State will now travel to Geneseo on Friday to play the Knights in the second round. And we saw, Ben, this was an even matchup throughout the contest here, but what were some of your general takeaways from this afternoon's game?
You know, I thought one of the big things was Teresa Shattuck. Again, you already said it, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. She's been big all season long, but the biggest thing is that she, once again, came through for a conference matchup. And also another one was fast-paced and fast scoring, where they scored first, and Molly Beck scoring less than 2 minutes, and they've won every game that they've scored first. And that's one of the biggest things probably. They've been able to bounce back from early Oneonta goals. There was a long streak in the first half and early in the second half for the Lakers, but they were also able to consistently score, kind of relating between the two, that Oswego wasn't able to allow any huge streaks. But there's also some widespread scoring. Molly Beck, Tony O'Neill, Bridget Regan, Shattuck, all those girls were able to score for the Lakers to lead to the victory.
Yeah, there were 8 different goal scorers in this game, and the key, I think, Ben, was them limiting runs, answering runs when Oneonta would start in the second half. But you can also look at today's win. They're now scheduled to go on to face Geneseo, like we mentioned. What does Oswego State have to do to pull off that upset and advance to the championship round?
If you look here on my graphic, the 3 keys to the game, number 1, with the exception, like I just said, with the exception of SUNY Oneonta, they won every game, that they scored first. They didn't score first against Oneonta earlier in the season, but they won in overtime, so that might be a little bit of toss-up there. But they also have to rely on the whole team. Shattuck has 45 points in conference, still leads the team by far in points, but Molly Beck and Bridget Regan both have 28. So that's going to be a key where they got to get that widespread scoring. Once again, they can't rely on Shattuck. But Oswego has allowed 37 free position goals. Granted, it's only at 34.9%, but they've allowed 106, and that is too many chances against a team like Geneseo.
Yeah, Geneseo 3rd in the conference in free position success rate with 40 goals. That's going to be a tough one to overcome for sure if they allow that many opportunities in the penalty.
But now moving over to the men's lacrosse team in a battle for the final playoff spot in the SUNYAC tournament. The Lakers faced Oneonta at Laker Turf Stadium this past weekend, and opening up real quick, Oswego State up 1-0, way outside from Tim Schaaf to big man Dan Doolin, who's going to run inside here. He gets the shot. Zachary Flynn originally stops it, but the defense hits it in themselves. Lakers now leading 2-0. Now Oswego State up by 3 goals here. Dean Cannon dangles around Jeffrey Dangler of Oswego and gets a laser pass. Kevin O'Donnell, Red Dragons on the board, only trailing by 2 now. Back to the Lakers in the second quarter, up by 6. A long pass from Evan Holfelder down to Kyle Bacon, who's in close and goes up high. Oswego State leads 8-1. Third quarter, Holfelder back to Bacon once again, who shoots from his side past Zachary Flynn. Now it's 12-2. And moving into the fourth quarter, an outside pass to Bobby Emerson, who gives almost like a submarine shot here, who now leading 13-6, which I thought was an interesting shot. But Oswego State now wins 15-6 over Oneonta, and they're going to improve to the SUNYAC semifinals against SUNY Cortland. And Cole, the Lakers may have snuck into the playoffs, but the road doesn't get any easier from here. Tomorrow they will be facing a powerhouse of Cortland. And Cole, break down both right now for the offense, but eventually the defense for Cortland versus Oswego.
Yeah, you look at the graphic right now coming up here for Cortland. Their offense right now, they're outscoring Oswego State about 3 goals per game. And you look at their defense, too, getting ahead of myself a little bit now. They allow roughly 8 per game. That's about 2 more than Oswego State does. So those numbers right now, when you look at a team like Cortland, they don't compute for how well they've played against Oswego State. But let's bring that graphic up now, looking at the Cortland offense here, what they just can do against this Oswego State team. And you have a guy like Kevin O'Donnell, who's been a SUNYAC all-conference goaltender. He definitely got the caliber to do so. But overall, this Cortland team, Geneseo also the favorite. Oswego State, I think they got a chance to maybe pull off an upset here, but against a team like Cortland, who has just dominated them recently, and every team in the SUNYAC, it's going to be tough for that Oswego State team to overcome that on the road tomorrow.
Now moving defensively, Cole, Cortland clearly has the edge on offense, but that can't be said on the defensive side. Both teams are similar statistically, with Oswego State kind of holding a small lead. Starting with Oswego this time, what can be said about those defenses?
Well, the defense for Cortland right now, I think they know what Oswego State has to do. Oswego State's got a couple different scores. Obviously, Bobby Emerson is the one who's had the most success against this team. But this defense from Cortland is legit. They simply just do not allow you to go on runs, and they don't allow just many goals, and their save percentage near 60%. You just don't see that in lacrosse pretty much at any level. When you're at 58.1%, that's going to be tough for any team to go over. And that's why this offense, I think when we look at players to watch now, Ben, mine's got to be Dan Doolin. He's a junior on this team. He had a goal last time up against Cortland. Had 3 shots on goal. So that led all Lakers besides Bobby Emerson, who scored 4 goals in that game. So I'm going to say Dan Doolin is a guy who needs to come out of the woodwork a little bit and have some success against this Red Dragon team for them to be able to advance.
And sounds great, Cole. But coming up, was the Oswego State baseball team able to snap its SUNYAC losing streak and gain momentum heading into the conference tournament? Find out on the other side of this break. You're watching Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
Guys, I don't feel so good. Shouldn't have had that chili for lunch.
When you are in space, you can't run down to the store to buy parts. You have to improvise with what you have on your mission. Making is when there is something new that was not in existence at the beginning of the day.
Okay.
It's an incredible sense of accomplishment when you have made something. That's why I make. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Hello?
Josh, the stream's not working. We need you to fix it right now.
The stream's down? I'll be right there.
Welcome back to Laker Connections here on WTOP 10. The Oswego State baseball team ended its season on a high note with a sweep over Fredonia. Now they are riding a 4-game win streak into the SUNYAC playoffs this weekend. Over the 3 games, Oswego State outscored Fredonia 29-8. The Lakers dominated for much of the weekend and didn't trail until Game 3 of the series. In the final third of that contest, they overcame a 3-1 deficit with 4 runs in the 4th and 2 in the 8th. The Lakers will now head to Cortland on Friday with hopes of winning their 3rd consecutive SUNYAC title.
And the Oswego State softball team did beat Cortland in a doubleheader this past weekend, last night exactly, ending its regular season on a 3-game losing streak against SUNY Cortland. In the first game against the Red Dragons, the Lakers fell 11-3. Angela Frampton recorded the loss but went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. In the second game, Cortland was a walk and 1 error away from a perfect game, winning 8-0 over the Lakers. Frampton once again earned the loss. The Lakers are now the number 5 seed in the SUNYAC tournament and will face SUNY Geneseo on Thursday in Cole. Heading into that doubleheader, the Lakers were the 3rd seed in SUNYAC. After the losses, they slid down to the 5th and final playoff spot. Do you think this contributed to a drop in their confidence?
Maybe, but I think that this confidence that they had prior to this last dip in their production was something that could have propelled them into a deeper SUNYAC run. I don't think that really changes anything that they lost these games based on the current SUNYAC outlook and what we talked about last week, Ben. But this is a team that was definitely streaky. They started off the year slow, then they went on, an 11-game winning streak it was, and now they're back playing, who knows how they're going to play. But playoff, any sport, is a totally different animal. I think it definitely hurts them a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it changes how the SUNYAC's going to play out this year.
And also earlier this season, pitching was kind of a struggle. We talked about it for the Lakers. With it improving, and it has improved over the season, who do you think the Lakers will use as their go-to on the mound?
Well, I think it's going to be Rebecca Vilches, and you look at this whole team, I don't think their offense is good enough to win games. They're 8th right now in batting average. They're 6th in on-base percentage, but Vilches and her stats, she's got an 8-10 record, not great, but a 2.59 ERA. That's 6th in the SUNYAC, and it's their pitching that could help them make a deeper SUNYAC run. They have 74 unearned runs this year, so that's got to step up from the defense, not the pitchers. That's the players behind them, outfield, infield, wherever you want to talk about. They can't have that many unearned runs. That's 3rd most in the SUNYAC at 74. But the pitching right now, Brianna Harrington, she's got the 7th best ERA in the SUNYAC at 2.77. Angela Frampton, she's got the 2nd best K rate over 7 innings at 6.2. She also has the 8th most Ks in the SUNYAC. And then Vilches, you just saw her numbers, 14th best K rate through 7, and she only has 1 home run allowed this year. That is the best in the conference, so it's the pitching that's going to bring them into a deeper SUNYAC run.
And so after a surprising midseason turnaround, do you believe the Lakers do have a potential to make the really deep run in the playoffs?
See, it's just so tough. The teams atop the conference are just better than Oswego State this year. You saw that with Cortland, and it's the offense and the defense. Like I talked about, their offense right now, you look at the numbers, their batting average, not good enough to get them into that SUNYAC playoffs. They helped them out some other ways. Their pitching is one of those things, but a 3.63 on-base percentage, that's good enough for 6th in the SUNYAC. Maybe it helps them. They got some power with girls like Angela Frampton. But like I said, time and time again, we talked about it 2 weeks ago or so, Ben. It's the defense on this team and those 74 unearned runs that's going to hurt them if they really want to try to advance and move past day 2, day 3.
All right, and after the break, Oswego State Hockey's Devin Campbell and newly named captain Josh Zizek will join us later on Laker Connections. Don't go away, you won't want to miss it.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to Laker Connections here on WTOP 10. I'm now joined by former Laker hockey captain Devin Campbell and next year's captain Josh Zizek. Guys, how are we doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in here late on Tuesday night. I'm sure this is probably the first thing you guys got on your to-do list. But now that you've been in the offseason for over a month, looking back, are you guys satisfied with how this year went, despite that loss to Hobart?
Yeah, I mean, it's bittersweet, but to get into the top 8, get to the quarterfinal of the NCAA tournament, it was obviously a pretty successful year. And, you know, for me, I think it's a good building block for next year's team and for Ziz here to, you know, move on and hopefully do better. That's all we can kind of wish for.
Yeah, like Devin kind of said, we're happy with kind of how the season went. We're definitely wish it could have gone little bit further. But like you said, it's a good building block for the guys returning next year, and now there's no excuses why we don't go a little further next year.
And Josh, you'll be wearing the C now, so what are some takeaways that you may have learned from Devin this year and then years prior with the team?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have a couple of really good captains in Oswego. One of the biggest things I'd say from Soupy is just trying to handle everything that goes on, both on and off the ice. It's pretty difficult just talking to him. But I mean, he did a really good job, and he kind of kept myself and Barry informed throughout the whole thing. So that's definitely one thing I'm going to have to do is just kind of try to spread out the information and just work with the boys.
All right, well, since we have both these guys in the studio, we decided to have them play a little game to see who knows their captain better. So it's time for King of the Rink, guys. We're going to have you both answer what you think the other person would say. So first question here, are we going to keep score here too? I don't know for sure, but to start, favorite pregame snack? What would be their favorite pregame snack? And we are going to keep score here, ladies and gentlemen, for those watching at home, super competitive. Over, under for the score here. I'm going to go 5.5, Ben, maybe?
I don't know how to spell it.
You don't know how to spell it?
You can draw, too, if you want to picture or be creative. Maybe we'll give you some creativity points.
Not much of a drawer.
Let's reveal those. Chicken parm and pretzels.
Snack?
But you don't eat much before the games,
No, that's
though.
true. That's right.
Pretzels are not
Pretzels?
it. No.
No?
Fruit guy.
Fruit guy.
What about you?
I would say if I'm snacking on anything, it's pretzels.
All right. I'm wrong, too.
All right, so no points that round.
points
No
there.
points that round. Next one coming up. What is your... So Josh gets his own thing? We don't know. Here we go. Favorite non-MCC SUNYAC rink to play at? Tour of the SUNYAC, what's your favorite rink to play at? Or their favorite rink to play at, I should say.
Oh. Your favorite.
Josh, he knows it.
His
got it
favorite
down.
non-MCC?
Non-MCC. Can't pick the friendly confines of the campus center, everybody.
All right.
All right, let's reveal those. Platy for both.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, a point for each.
It's hard
a
to hate
point
it.
for
You can't.
each. Next one up here.
Good ice, too.
What is their
Hate to admit it.
favorite, or what is their go-to shootout move? Go-to shootout move. Devin probably doesn't have many in his arsenal as Josh does. But we'll
No.
see. We'll see what they got. Point for each now. We're on question 3. For those of you anxiously keeping score at home here. I don't mind the edge of my seat, even though I'm standing.
All right.
What do we got, fellas?
I said just shoot.
He's right.
Fake forehand, go backhand. That was my move, but Josh, is it yours too?
Fake forehand, go backhand.
All right,
Yeah,
another
there you
point
go.
for both.
Wow.
Another point for both. All right, this one probably should be an easier one. Favorite NHL team?
Oh, no.
Favorite NHL team?
I know he's got 2, though.
2. Ooh, I don't know if that counts then.
We'll see.
He's wearing the Jays hat. It's backwards, so maybe I give him away as a Leafs fan. But
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Leafs and
Leafs
Bruins.
100%.
Yeah. Bruins are mine.
Let's
yeah.
go.
It's my dad's favorite
Okay,
team.
all right.
It's hard being like Sens fan right now too. So.
Maybe I wouldn't request you for so many interviews. I knew you were a Bruins fan, being a Canuck fan. But next question here: what way do they tape their stick? Toe to heel, heel to toe. How do they tape up their stick
That's a
pregame?
good one.
Feverishly trying to figure out, surveying around what the locker room looked like this year. What do they got? White tape, black tape?
Sorry.
Josh is right. He's got it locked in here. He's the first one done with his quiz in every class.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right, what do we got? What do we got, fellas?
What'd you say? No
Heel
toe.
to toe, black tape. No toe, then toe to heel.
You go
Yeah.
heel to toe black tape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I go no toe, but I go heel to toe.
Do you heel?
Heel to toe.
Okay, so we got Josh up here, 4-3. Last question, fellas.
Oh.
I got a couple more. What do I want to go here with?
Double down.
All right, here we go. Favorite pregame music genre. Josh,
Ooh.
trying to go ahead by 2. Devin trying to tie things up and walk away here with the participation trophy. Favorite pregame music genre? What are you guys bumping in your headphones pregame?
Oh, I don't even know what you listen to.
Opera.
Opera?
Oh, I know
that seems like a thing Seti would be into.
Yeah, little Beethoven.
All right, fellas, let's reveal those things here. What do we got? Hip hop for both, or one country?
You said
heavy metal.
Heavy metal's I do rock. I listen to rock.
Are we giving that heavy metal and rock? Would we give him that point? I don't know. What do we say here?
I'm country.
Oh, so he's country. So Devin tied it up here, 4-4.
What?
We're tied. We don't have another break. We don't have another time for one more question, Brittany. What do we got? Got to get the tiebreaker here. 4-4. All right, we're gonna do it anyway. Favorite or best video game? Who's their best video game to play?
Best video game.
What video game are they best at?
I know he doesn't play video games. It's tough.
Gotta be quick, fellas.
I'm good at one though.
Okay, got it.
All right, reveal those. NHL. Fortnite.
Fortnite.
You
Yeah.
guys
Best
right?
of Fortnite.
Best of Fortnite.
All right, so we tie things up at 5. So thank you guys for coming. We'll let you guys get those mics off. And we step aside for a short commercial break. So stay tuned here for Laker Showdown on WTOP 10.
Hi, I'm Zachary Haynes. I'm the new host and producer of the new comedy sketch show, Acting Out, a comedy sketch show by college students for college students. You can check us out here on WTOP every other Sunday this semester on B weekends. Okay, I guess B weekends are down here now in the bottom left corner of your screen. Anyways, we got all sorts of great sketch. Okay, guys, what's going on with the set? What's going?
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. I'm Aaron Valentino. Tonight marks not only the last Lakers showdown of the semester, but also Cole's last ever show. But enough talk, let's jump right into these debates. In the last two SUNYAC tournament appearances, the Oswego State men's lacrosse team has faced SUNY Cortland in the semifinals and lost both games by a combined score of 38-13. What do the Lakers have to do to rely on to have any chance against the Red Dragons this weekend?
I'll start.
Well, first off, I'm mad it took away my 4 points already. Jeez.
I'll start. Bobby Emerson. He's the best player on this team, and in big games like that, like me in the meteoric softball game, your best player's got a ball. Bobby Emerson's got a ball here. Against Cortland all time, look at his numbers. Senior season, he's got 4 goals. His junior year in the playoffs, he had 4 goals and an assist. Sophomore season, he scored 6 against the Red Dragons. Unfortunately, his freshman year,
that wasn't in playoffs.
It was not in playoffs. But his freshman year, unfortunately, he didn't score a goal, but he has 14 goals, 1 assist for 15 points.
Here,
this kid knows how to get it done against the best team.
Okay, I have 2 players, but forgive me, please. Weston
That's
Gray
cheating.
and Kyle Bacon. Both those guys. Kyle Bacon especially. Last 3 games, he's had 10 goals. His first 10 games of the season, he had 8 goals. And I even talked to Coach Wiesek today. He's been one of the guys that stepped up at the end of the season. He's had waves of players. And I think it's Kyle Bacon's wave now. But one of the players that have been consistent, Weston Gray. He's only had 2 games all season. Yes, one of them was the Cortland game. But he's only had 2 games all season that he hasn't registered at least 1
I don't
point.
like the Weston Gray.
So I
Bacon,
okay,
maybe.
Kyle
Bacon, maybe.
Fine. Kyle Bacon. Final answer.
Best player's got a ball.
I'm gonna go with Cole on this one. Bobby Emerson, your baller's got a ball. He makes a good
But
point
his
there.
last name's Bacon. You can't get wrong with that.
After the women's lacrosse team won against the Oneonta, do the Lakers have what it takes to overcome Geneseo?
You know, I think it was a very close game last time. It was 13-11 in favor of Geneseo, but here's the thing. Oswego State has a very improved team. Teresa Shattuck, you've got a lot of scoring from Tony Beck, Tony Lanive, Molly Beck. Eliana Sanchez has been on fire with the kind of exception of last game. Wasn't great. And obviously, it's been an improved team with the free position shots, free position goals. It's going to be a momentum game. Oswego State's coming off the Oneonta win, and Geneseo was expected to win. Or is expected to win. So they already have momentum, but Oswego State's got that game in hand already. So they've won, but if Oswego State scores first
Cole, you
and
gotta jump in here,
avoids
man.
that
It's
6-goal
25 seconds
deficit, they're
left.
fine.
Well, that's what it is, a 6-goal hole. If you can avoid a 6-goal hole, they were down 7-2 at half. This is an Oswego team that's 9-17 all-time against Geneseo. But they beat Geneseo 11-9 at home last season. And the last win before that came in 2013. I'm going to erase that. All those other losses before then, the 9-17 record doesn't
those
matter.
don't matter. Those don't matter at all.
That's what I just said. They don't matter. But this team and their ability to limit runs like they did today should translate to Geneseo.
Ben, I'm going with you. We're tied. Final question of Lakers Showdown. The softball team had a 9-game winning streak toward the end of the season, followed by 3 straight losses heading into the playoffs. Does that loss of momentum hurt them heading into the game against Geneseo, Cole?
I say yes, absolutely. We talked about it earlier on the show. This is a team that, if it was Cortland and they had a wave momentum, they lose 2 or so, it doesn't matter. But this is an Oswego State team that's been streaky, up and down the whole season. Bad start, good in the middle, bad ending. This is a team that needed to ride that momentum into the SUNYAC playoffs. They didn't do so. You look at their numbers, 8th in batting average, 6th in on-base percentage, 7th in slugging percentage, ERA's 5th, K7's 6th.
Those stats are great and all.
And they have 80 errors for 9th. This team's not good enough. They needed to win that momentum. They have no confidence right now.
They already had no confidence.
They
for the
did.
love
They
of
won
God.
11 games.
They didn't even. They weren't expected to win that last doubleheader. They were maybe expected to be Alfred State. Who knows? They don't face them all that often. But they were on that 90-game win streak. So does momentum hurt them? Absolutely not. But it doesn't change anything.
It doesn't change anything, but this momentum hurts them.
They're already expected to lose. They're the underdog in this series. They're the 5 seed. They're facing the 2 seed of Geneseo. They're expected to lose. That's the thing. They're expected to lose, so it doesn't hurt anything. But, it was great. Before 2018, the last time Oswego beat Geneseo was 2013.
The buzzer. No more points for Ben. That's the buzzer.
Cole, we'll take it.
I can't be mad at
And his final episode, Cole, do you have a couple words to say before we wrap up tonight?
I can't be mad.
I thought it was a great season. I want to thank Brittany for bringing me on, Aaron and Ben working for me. First time I had my own OP show. But it's been a great time here at Oswego. I gotta love everybody here in this community. We all love each other. My greatest feat, not winning an Aussie, doing whatever. Technical difficulty. Teams going, but on Oswego State head coaches. Just keep it rolling, keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
Got him. I like to know. I knew this one before Cole. I knew it.
From the IRS.
Oh, man.
Hey, who won the Meteor jug, baby?
You're dang right.
I'm going to be drinking out of this thing every day.
My
Ben
butt should have counted.
WNYO every day, baby. Over at TOP, I like you guys too, though. No,
and the going in was a part of this.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for a great season, everybody. For Ben Grieco and Cole Parzik, I'm Aaron Valentino. I'll see you guys next season.
Hey, President Stanley, what's your favorite television station?
I don't know. Hey, guys, what do you think?
My family and friends are always with me, no matter where I may be. Sharing stories from home helps me sustain my recovery from my mental and substance use disorder.
Hi, sweetheart.
Join the Voices for Recovery, our families, our stories, Our recovery.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referral for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP Tech.